Bruce, first off, what's the update with the non-conference schedule? How close are you to wrapping that up?
We're real close. We've actually received our conference schedule. It hasn't been released yet, but I got a chance to take a look at it. And we don't play. There are some people that we played last year at home that we're not going to play this year, and that's the end of that rotation of Florida, Kentucky. But we've got, it's a good league schedule. It's balanced, and I hope that there's going to be some more television exposure for our program. And we're waiting on one final contract for a game on January 3rd. And when that's done, the schedule will be done and it'll be released.
So does that include 2 trips to Tennessee?
No.
Just one?
Tennessee is only once. We played them at Tennessee, and the only this is the last year of a cycle of scheduling. This isn't about travel partners or any changes that they're talking about making. So, and then as far as the schedule is concerned, I was looking at today. We open up with Milwaukee, we go to Colorado, we come home on a Friday to play Louisiana Lafayette, and then we go play Oklahoma State. Our first 4 non-conference games are against NCAA tournament teams from a year ago. The average RPI for the non-conference is about 140. Last year was about 190, so we've dropped it down 50, which is, I think, a pretty significant, shift. And so it's going to be challenging.
So they have determined Oklahoma State's going to be the lead off in the Vegas.
I'm pretty sure. I think it is. I don't know that it's official, but I think Oklahoma State is. I know we're playing them. I thought for some reason that Monday was the date. We have the 3 non-conference games on the road at Colorado, at Texas Tech, and at Clemson.
Have they figured out? Has the conference figured out who those other 2 are going to be in the double ups each year in the conference schedule?
No. The future conference schedule has not been determined. One of the things that they asked us, and I thought it was an interesting way of doing it, they asked each program to list the 3 teams that they wanted to play on a round-robin basis, play twice. I might have done 4. And I put in Florida, Kentucky, probably Georgia and Alabama were the 4 teams that I wanted to try to see. Because regionally speaking, Georgia and Alabama makes sense, and Kentucky and Florida are the best teams in the conference, so why not ask for them?
Can you say what the other 2 non-conference that we didn't know about yet are?
I'm not sure. Have you guys got the fact that we're playing Cliff Ellis and his team from Coastal Carolina?
Then we're up to 11. So
Yeah.
Tim Walton said you're at 1 of 13.
Yeah, it'll get there. But I think the thing with Cliff, I haven't been asked much about, but obviously his return is significant to me, and also we're going to get a chance to celebrate a 10-year anniversary reunion of one of his best teams. So it's either 10 or 15. It's an opportunity for us to bring one of his teams back, which I think will be really special.
15 years?
15 years.
9/19. What date is that?
It is December 5th. And I tell you what, it's a particularly challenging date because we play the 3rd at Texas Tech, come home, and then play him on a Friday. And so it's not an ideal situation for us.
And that would be Friday before the SEC championship.
Right, and that's part of the reason why we did it, hoping that.
Is that something that came up from you or from his end? Just how did that come to be?
Well, it started off by getting him to come back and let us honor him at our Letterman's event, and he admitted that he was reluctant. Cliff didn't want to leave Auburn; it wasn't his idea, and so it was tough. But he loves Auburn, and he still has great friends here at Auburn, and his players wanted him to come back, and I think his family said, Dad, it's maybe it's time, and so it started by me really asking him if we could make this happen, and then we started. Well, let's play, and of course he wanted to play home and home, and I wasn't going to play him home and home.
Not even a 2-for-1.
So then we got him in a 2-for-1, but with a little bit of guaranteed money. So it's a tough opponent. They're a good team.
What year are you going to go there?
We're going to go there next year.
Next year?
I mean, I mean, not many SEC schools are going to go to Coastal Carolina, but it's Cliff Ellis at Coastal Carolina, and I just think it's the right thing to do.
Then they'll come back at 16.
Then they'll come back the following year.
Doing 3 straight years.
When you think about it, I mean, all the basically the tournament teams that you have scheduled, because Coastal's another one.
Right.
You know, it's really your non-conference is going to be probably one of the tougher ones in the country, especially with a team you don't really know what you have yet.
Right. It'll be one of the. It won't be one of the toughest non-conference schedules in the country.
Right.
It'll be in the upper. It'll clearly be in the upper third of our league, which is where we're. That's where we want to see ourselves. That's where we're trying to compete for. So my guess is we're going to have a really good conference run because the non-conference results could be challenging as we're trying to figure it out.
You said last week that it's going to play out a little while as far as the processing of who's going to be here, who's not. Do you, without saying who, but what is the timetable as far as when are you looking to draw the line of knowing definitively who
Well,
it's going to be?
there's been notification, so everybody's been notified about whether or not they'll be back or not, and so then it's just a matter of some guys finding some places that are and finalizing some plans, and then when that gets done, it'll get announced. Obviously, Bennett got announced pretty quickly because he put it out there, and he was able to find a really good home in North Carolina, Charlotte. And I think in Bennett's case, it was more style of play than it was anything else. I think he's got a chance to be a good player, but he knew how fast we wanted to play, and he knew that wasn't suited to him.
You're working on that thing with honoring Barkley. Where's that project's status?
I think it started when he came back to that first event, and my thought was it was just honoring the past. So to walk in the arena and see Sonny Smith and Cliff Ellis and Coach Eves, see Coach Champy, to see Vicky Orr and Charles Barkley and Chuck Person. So we are definitely working on that. There'll be some in my office, in our locker room, in some of the entranceways. There'll be some touches that'll at least, but that's a project that'll be ongoing, over the next few years. But you'll start seeing some things right away when you come into the arena.